Now, I know I'm late to this scene, and the 2025 season nears closer and closer every day. We're so close to doing Albert Park, and I haven't really talked about what's going on with the F1 grid lately. Like, when Daniel got fired in Singapore, Yuki not getting that promotion that you think he would have dreamt of. And instead, Lawson, not even doing half a season, getting promoted to Red Bull for his first full season. Now, you may say, oh, but he had practically half a season when Daniel broke his wrist trying not to T-bone Piastri in Zandvoort, and that half of the season that he did practically and the half of the season he did in 2024 technically means he did a full season, but even adding them together doesn't make it a full season. So I'm here today to point out the little things I want to talk about coming up for the 2025 season. And it all starts with Yuki Tsunoda. Now, the Japanese driver of Yuki Tsunoda, driving for VCARB, showed some amazing performance in 2024, even though that car was absolutely horrid. Like, I'm not sure anyone should have been able to perform in that car until after Singapore when they actually fixed it. But he was consistent upon consistent upon consistent. Like, he was in the top 10 all the time. I swear, I only saw his name fall out of the top 10 a couple times. He, from what I remember, made a couple Q3 appearances. Like, he was throwing it in. He was like Nico Hulkenberg with that Haas. He was performing in a car that should not deserve to perform. And the fact that Red Bull just left him in the junior team to not even promote him to the senior team for at least a season before Honda stepped out is just disrespectful. He deserves that seat so much, but they take it for granted, and it makes me sad, makes me feel bad for the driver. And hoping that the new team principal, or whatever, it's up on screen now, is now at Aston Martin when Honda jumps into Aston's boat. We could probably see him jump over to Aston with Honda. Since he is a Honda-affiliated driver, that's probably the only reason he's with VCARB. And it'll give them actually reasons to promote their junior drivers like they haven't for the past few years. And for all we know, this season, 2025, is going to be one of the best F1 seasons ever. Lando stated in Abu Dhabi, next year's going to be his season, aka this year, he reckons going to be his season. Red Bull's going to charge at it with Liam Lawson and Max Verstappen, and God knows, Liam might get dropped mid-season because he can't keep up with Verstappen being a rookie. And it's sort of stupid if they do that. But then who will they promote then? Isaac Hadjar? This is the history of the cursed Red Bull seat that they're going to go through again. They got Sergio Perez supplemented in there for such a long period of time for once. The longest since Daniel Ricciardo was in there alongside Max, who only left because he loved the Renault engine. The Renault engine was his engine, and that's why he went to Renault. But then he left. I haven't done the research on why he left. But even then, he ended up at McLaren. He performed decent through 2021, and then 2022 hit. New regulations, new cars, new chassis. And ever since then, Daniel couldn't perform like that. And that's something that could happen to, say, Max Verstappen, Lando Norris, when the new regs come for 2026, which also makes it so Isaac Hadjar, if he did get promoted because Liam Lawson getting dropped, that could be a good thing. But we're still on the topic of Yuki Tsunoda. I should stop getting sidetracked. He did deserve that seat. I don't know, was good. Did they not promote him so scared of him being able to perform against Max Verstappen? I don't think it could be that. They better have a reason for putting Liam Lawson in that seat, otherwise I will lose it. But then we also got to get onto the topic of State Sauber. Nico Hulkenberg alongside Gabriel Bortoleto. This might be the best lineup of the season. That is my number one rated lineup. This, in fact, could be their best lineup yet. And you thought Bottas being in that seat would have been good. It wasn't. That car was beyond trash. I never want to see that thing in the sport again. If it's that bad in 2025, Audi can have unless they're saving up money for Audi, that could be interesting. But even then, it wouldn't seem reasonable. And lately, with all the photos of Hamilton and Ferrari popping up around the internet, and F1 won't stop posting about it, what about the other drivers that went to Ferrari after going to a certain place? They didn't get all the hype that Hamilton's getting. Yes, I know Hamilton's a 7-time world champion, but like, I don't want to keep seeing this. Hamilton. There's a Leclerc in the background. It looks good. Hamilton. This may be something not a lot of people will agree with, but Hamilton does not look good with that yellow helmet. The red with the yellow does not look good with that helmet. Maybe if he inverted it, made it a red helmet with the yellow accents, that would look amazing. Hamilton, do it. But even then, we've got an Haas new lineup, Oliver Bearman, with notably someone who's probably worse than George Russell when it comes to binning it. But he bins it into teammates. SD Bestie, who he could perform well, I'd hope. And don't doubt Jack Doohan, whose replacement at Alpine. My brain's fucking not working. But we also got to remember, Jack Doohan can perform. You just got to give him a little bit of time. Don't judge him off of the Abu Dhabi performance that he had. The car was, yes, I know, bad, and Pierre Gasly just knows how to drive. Remember, he has put AlphaTauri in P1 when it was a shitbox. You got to remember that. But he also scored a podium in a Toro Rosso after being kicked out of a Red Bull. Was it or is that when he got his AlphaTauri? Forget that. Jack Doohan, just let him perform. Let him build it into that seat, and I promise you he will perform. He's now the reason I'm going to be watching 2025. Once Ricciardo left, I didn't watch for the rest of the season. Maybe I had a look at the highlights to see what happened here. But Daniel, as I've mentioned to many people, reason I got into the sport, reason I watch the sport. Jack is the reason I'm staying. And that's the reason I'm making this video, is to explain what is currently going on. Pierre Gasly. I saw a photo of him. He's shaved. He's bald. Bro is on the build-up. Oscar Piastri is back to training. I saw it on an Australian GP TikTok page. Oscar Piastri working out. That's all I can say. It's Oscar Piastri. There's not much to talk about. He's literally Kimi Raikkonen's child at this point. Like, Kimi and Oscar could have a channel, just be like, That would be the whole conversation. But I'm not sure what chaos is going to unfold. George and Max beef, is that still around? I don't know. A lot of people still hanging onto that beef and thinking it's going to carry over. Kimi Antonelli being in a Mercedes seat. He didn't even go through Williams. This is the things we don't understand. Antonelli, everyone kept saying he's the next Max Verstappen, then boom, he bins it in Monza in practice. And then everyone's still saying, oh, it's a one-off thing, that won't defy him. Yes, he did look like he was on for a decent lap, but I don't trust him being the next Verstappen. He's only a junior. He's got to build up. It will take him a while, but there's no way in hell he's going to get near Verstappen's pure dominance and pure pace. If Verstappen can outperform every teammate he's been alongside, except for Daniel. Him and Daniel were kind of on even terms, but we don't talk about that. But if he can outperform every teammate he's got, what tells you that Kimi's just going to instantly outperform Russell in his first season? Russell's now the new head of the team. He could cook. And for all we know, Mercedes may have found their pace. As we saw to the end of 2024, they were slowly getting faster and faster. They finally figured out their car after 2 years, 2 or 3 years it took them. And we're about to get new rate changes. I can't wait to see them then. But then we also got to remember the Rookie of the Year, Fernando Alonso, has... what's his name? A goated engineer in Aston. I forgot his name. We don't talk about that. My brain's dead. It is, like, almost midnight. But what we could say is Stroll is going to hold that team back. We all don't like Stroll. We all don't want him in the sport. And I'm not sure he even wants to be in the sport at this point. Have you seen his face? He's not interested. I think he's just there for a bit of daddy's cash and probably going to leave. Or even a win under his belt. It might be the same for Antonelli. He could leave the sport with not a single win under his belt. Or he could be lucky like Ocon and get a win. Or he could be lucky like Daniel in 2021 at Monza. Get a win because of controversy. For all we know, the Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton controversy from 2021 could come back in 2025. Now that hopefully Lewis will have a car to compete. And hopefully Max will also have a car to compete again this season. If Lawson doesn't bin it under the pressure. We don't all know this yet. I'm going to save it for the start of the 2025 season. I will definitely make another episode after the Australian GP. But I thought I'd just express my thoughts of what could happen in 2025, since I've been seeing a lot of it whopping about around the internet. So, let's hope 2025 is a banger. I know everyone predicts Charles Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton, champions, but we also got to remember Lando is fast now. He's no longer the crybaby that he was. He has matured. We got Max Verstappen, who's going to be battling Lewis Hamilton, Leclerc. Hopefully Sainz. That fucking Williams looked fast when he was in it. And for all we know, other people could step in like Lawson. Other mid-teams, George could come out. For all we know, Nico Hulkenberg's going to grab that stake and just go, here you go, here's a podium. Enjoy. We have no idea what's going on. We can only predict. And predicting is what we will do. But we got to prepare for probably not a good season for Ferrari. Ferrari fans, I feel you. I've been a Red Bull fan forever, and everyone started hating on Red Bull because of Max, and I don't know, I've been following Red Bull since 2014, god damn it. It's Red Bull. I might go to Ferrari, but I feel yous. The hate will be on yous, and it's probably going to be like every other season. Ferrari's fans are going to want to jump off a bridge. But I'm going to wrap this up so I can go find something to eat. I am hungry. Don't call me fat. Let me know what you think in the comments, what your predictions could be. Don't forget to like the video. It helps with the algorithm. It hates me. And don't forget to subscribe. Help out the channel. It is a small channel. I've been losing subscribers. I was at 182 the other day. Now I'm at 178. Where'd you go? I know I don't post, but... oh well. Thank you all. Remember, let me know about your ideas. Go join the Discord in the description. Don't forget to check out the Dubby affiliate link down there. And, well, talk to you later.